you voting for a rapist? The Democratic Party has more work to do to separate Donald Trump from American voters.
Who's our next speaker? Attorney General Letitia James.
Oh, come on, we're in a house of God. Simmer down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for getting it out of your system. I want to thank Commissioner Kavanaugh and Chief Hodgins for that recognition.
It appears that New York firefighters do not appreciate her efforts to persecute Donald Trump for running against the power of the Democratic Party.
And today we are making history.
Yeah, you made history. You're a disgrace. So what else can the Democratic Party do to separate Donald Trump from his supporting voter base and from new voters disgusted with the policies of Joe Biden? Let's call him a rapist. Donald Trump was ordered to pay a monetary judgment to E. Jean Carroll, who claims that in 1995, Donald Trump assaulted her in a dressing room, in a department store, in a mall in New York City. This monetary judgment means that Donald Trump can be referred to as being convicted of sexual assault. But if you look at the actual case, it says that the assault was in Trump verbally defending himself from her rape accusation when Donald Trump said this never occurred. Donald Trump stated in his defense that in 1995 he was the most famous New Yorker alive, and that if he had gone to this department store at this shopping mall, he would have been mobbed. The notion that he could have assaulted this woman in such a shopping mall in 1995, Trump said it never happened. E. Jean Carroll has also accused CBS president Les Moonves of sexually assaulting her. Now, E. Jean Carroll is a lifelong Democrat journalist. It's possible to me that if she believes she can save the world by blocking Donald Trump from presidency, then it might be an incentive for her to say things about him that didn't happen. But the fact that Donald Trump lost that financial judgment means that the Democratic Party, through their agents in the press, will continually attempt to shame Republican officials in their association with Donald Trump. Here is Republican South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace being interviewed by ABC World News Tonight journalist George Stephanopoulos, a Hillary Clinton appointee. Stephanopoulos made it a point to ask Mace how she could support Trump in light of the Carroll case. You see this, folks? This is the way journalism is going to proceed until Election Day. They are going to attack you every day of this campaign for daring to vote for a convicted rapist, Donald Trump, when nothing of the sort happened, and I can prove it. Here's another journalist. CNN pundit Kara Swisher says,
if he's going to be shameless, which is his greatest asset, the shamelessness of him, is then Biden has to get in there very hard and go rapist, racist, fascist, over and over and over again. And then the trials are happening at the same time. He's just had to pay, he's just $93 million poorer right now. And just hammer it in with those three things, rapist, racist, fascist.
So let's go to this Reuters story. Here's the key to the entire case and why you know that Donald Trump was set up in a rigged trial. Carroll did not call the police, remained publicly silent for more than 2 decades, and here's the key. E. Jean Carroll said she could not remember the day or month of her alleged attack. Now think about that for a moment. E. Jean Carroll stated she was sexually assaulted by Donald Trump sometime in 1995. She could not recall the month or day. If you are the defendant and you are not permitted to establish an alibi, saying that on that specific day you were somewhere else, you were in another state, you were across the country somewhere else, then you don't have any means of defending yourself from this case. And the judge knew that. The judge knew he was rigging this case so that Donald Trump would have no means of defending himself, and that the jury would be forced to rule against Trump because they broadened the definition of sexual assault to include a defendant defending himself from the rape accusation. You cannot be convicted of rape when your accuser doesn't know what day or month this happened. How could you possibly defend yourself with that? You can't. And that's why this was not a real case, but a political hit job by the Democratic Party, the only purpose of which was to have journalists spending the rest of the year attacking anyone who dare support Donald Trump as a co-rapist. And this is something that we're going to be bludgeoned with all through the campaign. If you believe in basic fairness, if you believe that the Democratic Party threatened Donald Trump with things like this before he announced his presidential run, and I believe that to be the case, then you know that the Democratic Party only worships power, and they will destroy anyone in the path of their power. Please vote accordingly. Thank you.